Ganzo G101. This is the small version of the multi-tool that I bought from eBay. I already did a review on the big brother of this one, which is the Ganzo G201. Let me pull that out real quick so you can see it. I mean, it's significantly bigger. At least the case is, but so is the tool itself. A little too tight, zoom back, okay. If you want to see just a brief overview of what I've done, there's a video, and I will annotate it right there for you. Click on that if you want to see what this multi-tool is all about. At least a quick overview of it. This video is going to focus on an overview or a first impression of this Ganzo G101. I actually thought this multi-tool is better for me personally to use than the G201, just because the size is right. It has a lot of capability for the size, as opposed to the G201. It was really big. It was with a sheath and the driver bits. It was 13.5 ounces, whereas this one fits in the palm of your hand real nicely. Let me weigh this for you. This is going to come in ounces at 2.9 ounces. With the sheath doesn't weigh a whole lot. 3.38 ounces. And that's a lot of capability for a small multi-tool, because it has needle nose pliers, not just scissors. Sometimes you get a small multi-tool where instead of pliers you get scissors, but here you get needle nose pliers that are fine enough to do some fine work with the tip. It's got some nice teeth right here in the intermediate jaws, and then you got wire cutters. And I like how sturdy these Ganzo multi-tools are, because I could really press down on this and not feel like I'm going to break it. So I think I'm going to be able to cut some pretty heavy gauge wires with that. And again, it's spring loaded, so it's easy to use. Plastic spacers with ridges, that makes it easy to hold. Doesn't slip out of your hand, just like the big brother of this. And these scales feel like they may be aluminum, but I don't know for sure, which might contribute to the lightweight of this one. Okay, let me show you the tools on these sides. Again, this is 4 tools on each side, just like the G201, 4 on each side. So you get similar amount of tools, except the G201 has the driver bit with the additional bids in the back of the pouch, where this one doesn't. Okay, so let's go through these tools one by one. Let's see, let's do this. Here we got a file on both sides. This is something that the G201 does not have. I wish that the G201 would have a file, and maybe for something that big, maybe a diamond coated side, so you can use it to sharpen a blade if you had to. It's unfortunate that it doesn't. This one does, but it's not diamond coated. It's just a piece of stainless steel with etch marks, which is still useful. Okay, so next one is a Phillips head screwdriver, but in between that you got a little lanyard loop, which is kind of handy if you wanted to put this on a keychain, which I don't think is necessarily small enough for a keychain. But if you don't mind a big keychain, or keys that are heavy, if you're not going to put in your pocket, maybe, or you just want to put a lanyard on it. So that's that. That's right in between the file and the Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, so the Phillips head screwdriver is a fairly small one, but I've used it a fair amount just for household stuff. Works pretty well. Next up, flathead screwdriver or a mini pry bar. If you have to pry something, this could come in really handy. The steel is something this small. You're not going to want to put a lot of pressure on these. You don't want to leverage these too much because it's going to, I haven't really put it through its paces, but I could see it bending and breaking. It's not any more so than other tools this size, so I'm not saying that the quality is not there. It's just these smaller tools in general. And here we've got a drop point plain edge blade, reasonably sharp again. And on the other side, we've got a serrated blade. I like that these have two blades. The 201's got it too. A plain edge blade and a serrated blade. Instead of having a combo edge blade, which is what my Leatherman PST2 has, that's fine if you're trying to save space. But I like the ability to have a plain edge for all my plain edge tasks, and the serrated for things like cutting rope, things that need to be kind of sawed off. The other thing that's nice about having both is that if you're out in the field and this edge wears out, you've got another one to fall back on. So that's nice. Next up is an awl for making holes. There's kind of an edge on it, but not really. You're going to be able to maybe, cut off, maybe scrape, the surface of a piece of wood to get some, to use for fire starting, but I would say this is mostly for penetrating canvas, leather, what have you. Next up is another flathead screwdriver. Now, I'll show you the other one. This one is just a smaller one. A larger flathead and a smaller flathead. I'm not really sure if this is the best way to utilize another space in the tool. Maybe another tool in its place would be better. The last one we have is a can opener. This is a can opener, also doubles as a large flathead screwdriver. So just by seeing the choices of tools that you have on this small multi-tool, it tells me that it's more for day-to-day type utilities, opening cans, or not cans but bottles, turning screws. And this file is more for maybe filing your nail than anything else. And it's not really a tool that is going to be as useful out in the field, out in the wild. Let's say you're in a survival situation. So this is more for kind of urban use. But for how small it is, and for how inexpensive it is, this thing I want to say was probably $10. It comes with the tool and the sheath. And the sheath is fairly well made. There's some good stitching here for the belt loop. And it's feels fairly sturdy, but I can see some loose ends with loose threads right here at the edge, which is just a matter of having better quality control. But for something that's priced at this price point, it's pretty incredible what you're able to do with cheap labor. Again, this is the Ganzo 101 small multi-tool. Thanks for watching.